Hi, I am Pam with MA Crafts, and today I'm going to do a different type of cutting board. This one I saw recently and I really liked it. So it basically has 1 by 3 by 1 strips and also 1 by 4 by 1 strips. And I'm going to use 3 different types of wood because I like the three, the maple, the cherry, and the walnut. And it will have across the top, there's going to be basically 4 different sizes across the top and then work its way down. It's going to be staggered almost like what I would consider almost like tile in the floor. And it's going to be like a 12 by 16. So I'm really excited about this one. The darker wood's going to be in the middle of the board, and I'm going to work my way out to make it lighter. So I'm going to start with 1-inch cuts on the boards, and then from there I'll be able to cut out the 4 inches and the 3 inches. So stay tuned. Here's the template that I'm using. I'm not sure if you can see it really well in the camera, but basically that's kind of how I want to stagger the wood. And I've marked the different types of wood. So let's just lay it out and kind of get a feel and see how it's going to look for us. So let's see what size we ended up with. A little over 16 and a little over 12. So it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a 12 by 16, and I think this is going to be it. So our next step is going to be to glue all the pieces together and then clamp it. And then tomorrow we would finish that up. So I'm not sure if any of that was recorded, but what I did is tried to work really fast to get all the glue in between. And so now I'm going to clamp it. Now we wait till tomorrow when this sets up, and then we'll sand it down and take the next step. Stay tuned.
Now that the board has dried overnight, I went ahead and pre-sanded it to prepare it for the CNC machine. Once I programmed it for cutting the score in the board, it's time to run it.
So now that we've got it, the divot cut out so that, you know, for any drainage if you're cutting meats, I'm going to run it through the sander a few times, and then we'll take our next step. The next step is going to be to sand it down even finer. So I'm using a 220 grit, and this should make it smooth enough to do the next step. But we'll go over this a couple of times, and then we'll add a little alcohol to raise the grain. and probably do it another time just to make sure it's smooth. I mean, it's pretty smooth now, but that's what we're going to do. So let's get started. All in all, it feels pretty smooth. And next, doesn't even really need another sanding. I thought it might, because sometimes it makes it bring us out the grain more, but this is such a smooth surface. I think we're good. So next we're going to put on this Butcher Block oil and finish. Easy to wipe it on, so we're going to do this. And then after that, once that dries, we'll do the Butcher Block conditioner. And then the board should be pretty much done. So let's go on to our next step. So I'm not real sure about this edge here. So what I'm going to do is let it dry and then probably put like a light sand on it because it doesn't seem to be adhering to the Butcher Block. So the Butcher Block oil and finish. So let's let this dry and then I will sand that edge down and see if I can get it to adhere to this a little bit better. So this is the way the board looks right now. I went ahead and added Karen's name to the bottom. I know so many Karens. This just happens to be another one that I know. It's actually in the walnut, which doesn't show up real well, but it's there. And now I'm going to go ahead and do another sand on it since I've done another carving, and probably go ahead and add the oil back on it and let that dry, and then take our next step. We are down to the last step on this cutting board, and it's going to be to apply the conditioner. Now, I've also been told you could just use regular oil of some sort, but I'm going to use this one. It does have mineral oil in it and other natural waxes, so we're going to go with it. So that pretty much does it. Let me show you how it actually turned out, which I'm very pleased. This is the front. And this is the back. And like I said, I may do different variations of this. Not sure yet, but I'm liking the stacking of these different pieces of wood. I think that's a cool design, so I may use this again in the future. In conclusion, I'm happy with the cutting board. I'll probably make more of those. And I think it's time for me to take a little break. So I'm going to head out to the golf course, play some golf. I feel like I've deserved it. I've worked pretty hard this week on different projects. So stay tuned. There's more to come. And remember, make it McWright.